Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Special episode today. It's actually Age's birthday at the time of recording. Happy birthday, Age.
Happy
Thank you
birthday,
very
mate.
much. Thanks, boys. Quarter of a century.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary stuff. 25. Yeah, you guys aren't too far off, so
Nah.
get ready for it.
Do you
Not
feel
too far at
different?
all.
Not really. I just feel
Same.
like the age makes me feel old,
Yeah.
but nothing else has changed.
By the time people are listening, it's obviously not his birthday, but
Yeah.
happy birthday anyway, Age. What's your best cast memory? Maybe Jimmy can answer or you can ask.
Oh, probably the worst one was dressing up as a dolphin. That suit was horrendous. Like,
Yeah.
Dolphins, like one of their first games ever. I thought Roosters going to smack them, and yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
Sorry, I was going to cut.
Yeah,
cut
go-
you off there.
go
I was
on.
going to say when he had that back age double your wage fandom going on, and I think he hit like 10 out of 11 weeks.
Yeah.
Something wild.
Yeah, back age, WH. That was
That's
good.
right.
That was good.
You've got some sort of curse on you.
I know. Every time I do a bet, it just loses guaranteed.
So any sort of bet,
So
whether
one
it's
of you
on-
guys coming into 2025 has to lift and actually put your balls on the line.
yeah,
Because I'm done.
whatever you put down,
Yeah, I'm
just-
cursed.
yeah,
I'm cursed.
cactus.
But yeah, boys, a lot's been happening in the off-season.
Yeah, we
Plenty
haven't-
of player movements, player signings, and we haven't been doing many
Tests?
pods.
No, well, we did
Yeah,
say
Pacific
that. We said it
champs.
after the NRL season be pretty
Yeah.
patchy, Melbourne Cup, whatever. But yeah, just plenty of signings going around. So I've written down the list of players that have either signed or confirmed or rumoured to go other places. So let's kick things off with Clint Gutherson, obviously signed with the Dragons. The 30-year-old signs a 3-year deal with the Dragons.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good get for Gutho himself. He's on 850K now with a dodgy knee. That's had
Dodgy knees.
knees, both ongoing problems.
Yeah.
And for him to get that sort of money and hopefully play fullback like he'd want
Yeah.
to, I think it's good for him.
I think it's a good
pretty
move.
solid for Dragons.
Good move for Dragons. Obviously lost Benny Hunt, a lot of experience, and then Gutho's been around the game for so long. I think that's a good get for him, and on top of their already plenty of signings that they've made. I think-
Damien Cook, and you've got
Val.
Val Holmes.
Yeah.
They just signed the Rugby Union winger
Yep.
for the Australian Sevens.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder what happens with Sloan because he was also rumoured to play on the wing.
Yeah.
So that's another
Interesting.
interesting
I
one.
feel like their
Sloan go.
backline could be anything. So final verdict, good signing or bad signing for the Dragons?
Good signing.
I'm going to say good
I
signing
think
too.
thumbs up. Yeah, he
Yeah,
works
yeah.
hard.
Thumbs up.
He's a
All
great
right,
fullback.
not a signing, but Ben Hunt, we just touched on him, released from the Dragons effectively immediately. Finally, it's like that bad girlfriend that you should have broken up with. That's the Ben Hunt situation.
Sort of like the
Yeah.
Luke Brooks with the Tigers. They had to
Yeah.
just divorce, and it's probably better
Get
for
him out
both
of there.
parties.
Especially when
Yeah.
he's the captain and he's coming out saying, I don't want to play at this club. I mean, it's just a bad look for
It's been
everyone
going on
involved.
for like 3 years, though.
Yeah, but where does Ben Hunt go? Surely he's not going to the Roosters.
So
is he?
rumours, Roosters, Broncos, Titans, Dolphins each have their own factors and why he
Yeah.
might go there. Where do you think, Age?
I think a good fit would be Titans. I think
I
him
think that's what makes the most sense.
yes.
Titans or Dolphins.
So
would
he'd
make
be
the most sense.
he'd be 7. And
Yeah.
would 6 be foreign?
Well, then what happens to someone like Jaden Campbell? Since
Exactly.
Keanu Keeney's now
Or does he just
star
play
lock
hooker?
fullback.
He can play hooker.
Just plays 9.
He could play 9, and
Yeah.
then Verrills goes to the bench,
Yeah.
and then 6 stays as Campbell. That's a
I feel
possibility.
like if you're signing Hunt, though, you're signing him for a 7 unless you have a star-studded roster like the Roosters do, which I think he'll go to the Roosters. I think there's rumours that Brendan Smith, they're pushing him on the way out for 2026. They also have Walker and Smith out, so they're missing a spine member, and we know how much money they have in their cap. Manu's, Warrior Hargraves,
Suli'i.
Michael Jennings is in there throwing minimum wage. Tupanua, like there's some money
Terrell
going.
May
Terrell
as
May
well.
that they're going to get rid of. So, yeah, there's a lot of money, and I think Roosters seems like the logical play to me. and
I
it
think he
reminds
wants to
me of
win a
Cronk.
comp, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a team like the Roosters, they're always there and abouts. I know they're not favoured coming into 2025, but they'll still be a shot, especially when Walker's back. But
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's versatile because when Walker's back, Walker can play 6 or Hunt could play that hooker role if they do bank on Sandon Smith and Chad Townsend. So, yeah, there's a few options there. Jimmy, where do you think he's going?
Yeah, well, I think he makes the most sense either Dolphins or Titans, but yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at the Roosters.
so are we ruling out a Broncos homecoming?
I don't know if they have
Don't
the
know.
cap
Yeah.
for next year. At
What
least.
about Ezra Mann? Because he was now confirmed there was drugs in his system.
Yep.
Well, Ezra's got charged.
He got charged.
I think they're saying he's out for 12 weeks.
12 weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's not getting sacked.
Don't
Well,
quote me on
I
this
don't know.
100%,
I
but
don't know.
apparently they will not receive salary cap compensation. Was that a word?
Yeah, compensation?
Compensation
Yeah.
if they release Ezra Mam
Okay.
for those.
I think they'd
weeks.
be silly. Like I know he's done the wrong thing, but if they release Ezra, he's just going to get picked up somewhere else.
Exactly.
And he's 21. Like,
Ben Hunt's
Yeah.
30s, and then are you
Yeah.
going to play Ben Hunt and Reynolds in your halves?
Two
I don't-
halfbacks.
I don't think so.
yeah, it would clash a bit.
I'm
wouldn't
only
it?
signing Ben Hunt from the Broncos if I can play him at 9. And then you have Ezra when he's back. I know he's done the fucking.
Well, I thought he
thing.
wants to move
Should
back
be
to
out.
Queensland. Now it's coming out that
Now he said if he gets a good offer in Sydney,
Yeah.
in Sydney,
aka
so,
the Roosters,
yeah.
sombrero, then he might
Yep.
stay.
This
Yep.
might be the only time I actually believe the Roosters have cap to sign someone like Ben Hunt.
Well, they're clearing house. So.
Yeah, exactly. So final verdict. What are you saying? I'm going Roosters.
I think it ends up at Titans. I'm not confident.
Yeah, I'll say Titans.
Okay. Terrell May, obviously, we just touched on him. Rumored to be going to the Tigers or Bulldogs. Crazy. When this
I don't know
happened,
what's doing here.
when we weren't filming our podcast for a bit there, and I think we
Bit
were
of a surprise.
going, what the hell's going on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it took so long to process why he just re-signed for 2 years. Why all of a sudden, out of nowhere in the off-season, is he wanting to pull out or Roosters kicking him
Yeah.
out?
There's obviously something going on behind the scenes that we obviously don't know about and don't really want to speculate on.
But we've been talking
weird
about
one.
him
It's
for
a weird
weeks
one.
about being the best forward.
Yeah.
At the Roosters.
Up and coming forward.
And he made sense to be that perfect replacement for Warrior Hargraves to at least try and fill that void a
Yeah.
little bit. But
Yeah.
still,
Like, he'd be a great pickup for some of the lower clubs like the Tigers or even like up-and-coming Bulldogs. They need a middle.
well, Bulldogs
So-
were rumoured to get him when he was off contract or had to go through the contract extension process at the start of the year.
Yeah. So they stay in the race.
They're still in the race. I think so.
If they can get him, I reckon they're a genuine like threat.
They've
in
just released
2025.
Addo-Carr with some cap. Maybe there's money there for
I think
him.
the money's there, definitely.
Where do
Even
you think he'll
Tigers,
go?
they lose Steph. Terrell May's another up-and-coming front rower.
They
It'll
need
be
forwards,
a
Tigers.
great replacement. So I reckon it's one of them two.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope he works out and he stays at the Roosters because they'll
I
need
don't
him
think
next
so.
year.
I think it's a
but
bit-
then
a
if
bit
he
ugly at
does
the moment.
leave, yeah, I think Tigers or Bulldogs, either or is a good pickup for them.
It's just so weird as well, the fact that he re-signed in
Yeah,
like April or whatever.
Yeah,
So
and now
who
he's getting
knows?
released. Such
Yeah.
a weird scenario.
I think he'll go to the Tigers. I think they have a bit of cap left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Bulldogs. I feel like he wants to win a comp like every player does. And I know they have a bit of money. I'm going to go Doggies.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say sticks to the Roosters, but if not, he'll go Dogs.
And
you
wherever
go.
he goes, it's going to be a hell of a signing.
Yeah.
If he wants to play and put his head down.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's a great player.
Josh Addo-Carr, obviously, we know what he did in before the finals. It led to his effective immediate termination. Dogs have now signed Tuala as cover for 2 years in that
Great
wing
signing.
spot. It's pretty handy.
Very good signing.
and
yeah.
they got. Do they still have Skelton on the wing there?
Nah,
Wilson.
he
They
went
went
to
to
Tigers.
Tigers.
They have
so they got
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson's
Wilson.
still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Addo-Carr, he's a free agent now. He's looking for a 2-year deal. Apparently, are worth around $500,000 per season.
Decent
Yeah.
pickup. If
Are you
can get
paying
him.
that much for a winger? Is my first
I
question.
think I would for someone at Addo-Carr standard when he's at his best. I think he's
Yeah.
worth around 500K. I can see him going to the Eels, even Dragons, but I can see some reason I think Eels will pick him up
I feel like
because they lose
Gutho-
Sevo.
I feel like Gutho leaving, Sevo leaving has freed up cap for Josh Addo-Carr, and he wants to stay in
Yeah.
Sydney. Is my guess.
Yeah.
I think my only reservation with Addo-Carr is the asking price.
Yes, it's. A
I don't
lot.
know if I want to fork out 500K for Fox, who's at his best elite, one of the best wingers in the comp. But you know, I don't think we've seen him at his best for a while now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's
It's
been a couple years, but
yeah. He's
feel
had
like
a fair few
he-
injuries.
He'll
as well.
bring a good like culture, good vibe to the
Yeah.
club. You know, among the playing group. I think he's going to be a good pickup if he just sorts out his off-field stuff.
Yeah.
Still one of the best wingers, but yeah, 500K for a winger is a lot of money when
Yeah.
you think about the value you can get in other positions.
Yeah, but for clubs like Tigers, Dragons, who may not be
If
able
they
to
need
get those
wingers,
signings,
if you're a club that's desperate for a winger,
Yeah.
mate, Addo-Carr.
If
or
you
you
have
just
the
have,
cap,
or
take
you
it.
have cap
Yeah.
that you can't get rid of.
Yeah.
you know,
Experienced winger,
Yeah.
scores tries for fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the final one, Braydon Trindall, Jimmy's favourite player,
Tricky.
has
Tricky
done an
Trindall.
extension after all that speculation that he's going to be. I think
Yeah.
Joey said he's $1 million man or something. So
I have a feeling, sneaky suspicion, Nico's going to play one next year.
I've been saying
Really?
that and back into last
I reckon
year.
he'll play one
I don't.
next year.
He's not a
and-
7. I think we've all
or
established
we
that. I know
that
he
they
won at
can't-
Dally M at 7
They can't play Trindall and Nico. We know that.
in the halves.
In the
together.
halves together, yeah.
I think Kennedy he's been good, but then recently his form's been lacking.
It's dipped heaps. They
Yeah.
also have that Ison that debuted halfway through the
Yeah.
year.
He's an
that I
up and
like.
coming fullback.
And I think Atkinson deserves his shot at 6.
I think Atkinson's been very
Yeah, I
impressive.
think you go Kennedy 14, Hines 7, Atkinson 6, Trindall 7.
Yeah.
No, sorry, just say Hines 7, Hines 1, Trindall
Yeah.
7.
With all due respect,
Yeah.
I don't even know if you need Kennedy in the team. I don't think his form's been strong
Yeah.
enough. And
He's a good backup though. You
At
know,
14,
I think he's really good at football. He's safe.
He's safe.
He's a safe fullback.
Yeah.
But is he going to
but
win
it's
you
not
the
right
game?
for the team having Hines and Tricky in the
Yeah.
halves.
And some of Hines' best attributes will fit to the fullback role. We saw how good he was at fullback when he played at the Storm there
Just
for
let
a
him
bit.
roam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think a guarantee is Trindall wearing 7. There's
Yeah, I
no
think so.
if, buts,
Yeah.
maybes. He has to be 7. If Nico's 6 or 1, then that
And I'm sure
Nico
that
can't be
was,
7.
I'm sure that was in the negotiations.
100%. So Trindall
he'll
was
play seven.
signed
Yeah, I
on
think
already
so.
for 2025
Yeah.
and he's added 3 years to that deal. So end of 2028. So yeah, that's why I think
Yeah.
he's probably said, I'm not re-signing here unless you give me that 7. Because
Yeah.
he probably would have got so many offers at other clubs.
Oh, 100%.
Especially
Good
the way
player.
he finished that year.
Exactly.
His
yeah.
price tag just went up. And also they re-signed Nicola
Yeah.
as well. So that's another big
We got a few
signing.
signings. There's probably some more signings, but they're the
AFB
main
as
ones.
well next year.
Yeah,
I get.
AFB's he's so good. The way he played for Tonga, we'll touch on it later.
Yeah.
But
So final verdict,
massive
Trindall,
improvement.
massive thumbs up.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
thumbs
good-
up there.
good
Great,
signing.
great re-signing.
And then obviously we had the internationals throughout the break. I mean, for rugby league fans,
Yeah.
I feel like myself, I'm a massive league fan, but it was just a bit too much.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that people were still playing in November and teams had gone back to preseason
Yeah.
already. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. there.
I didn't watch any on just until the Sunday that's gone past the final. I watched the Aussies versus Tonga and
And you watched the Tonga versus Kiwis as well.
yeah, partially.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't
You watched the best game. Australia Tonga
Oh,
was the
mate,
best game
unbelievable.
of
Yeah.
all the internationals.
unbelievable. How about that crowd?
Yeah, wow.
The
They were
atmosphere.
singing the whole time.
Hymning, like just yell or shouting. It was
There was
just
definitely more
nuts.
Tongans there than
Oh,
Australians.
mate, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Good for the game.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of it. I did enjoy it. I just
Yeah.
love my footy, so any little bit of dose I can get is always good. It's also good to see like these up and coming nations prove everyone wrong. Like
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea were great, Tonga unbelievable.
Yeah.
They were probably the most surprising team, Tonga. How they shell shocked New Zealand in the first half,
Yeah.
and then kicked the field goal. Isaiah Katoa. Finally, they got a 7.
Yeah.
Like Tonga have been screaming for a genuine 7.
Yeah.
And now they got this kid who's 21. So that's great. And then they make the finals and give a great run against Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tonga were impressive. And the fact that like their forwards, they all shaped up. I mean, Taumalolo.
Mate, he was rejuvenated.
You said he was washed at one point this year, and somehow his form lifted to another
Yeah.
level.
Well, he definitely heard me say he was washed because he put a shot on Leo
Yeah.
Thompson that game. Then he carried his form for Tonga, leading them to a final, like knocking over the reigning champs, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And he played like it was 2015 all over again. I don't know where that was all year. I feel sorry for you guys, Cowboys.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was sort of injured a bit this year as well. But yeah, I think, he was just unbelievable for Tonga. I think it was his sort of last test as well. So probably wanted to go out on a high. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
wasn't meant to be. But yeah, Tonga were a real surprise
Yeah, like
packet. I was really
it
impressed.
was, it was their forwards. They're so big. Like Adam Fanua-Blake going through, Taumalolo,
Yeah.
Katoa and Olakawatu.
That's huge.
In
And then
the-
off
in
the
the
bench,
back row,
Keon off the
Yeah,
bench.
and then
Yeah.
Paseka, they had a massive pack.
even like Saliva Havili at hooker, he's
Yeah.
big. We
Yeah.
talk,
He
he,
he played
never
good
goes on his
Billy,
back.
and he
was
scored
one
that
of their
mad
best.
try against New Zealand.
Yeah, he was
He-
good.
he's a smoky for South 9. It's out of him and Pete and
You also
maybe
got Jamie
Humphreys.
Humphries. There's a few nines
Yeah,
there.
that's gonna be
Lachlan
very
Ilias
competitive.
apparently is a 9, so
It's going to be competitive for that 9
I thought
spot.
Lehigh was good at fullback.
He's good.
Yeah.
When he fills out, he'll be good.
I think
Because he
he's-
holds his own.
He does. He has a crack. Like he's small in stature, but he has a crack.
Someone else small in stature, fullback, Keanu Keeney.
wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
Goes
guy.
all day.
He is so much heart.
Yeah.
He ran for over, on average, 265 meters
Crazy.
in the tournament. And he played Australia, New Zealand.
I think it's
You know,
almost
yeah.
solidified
Oh, is
that
it Tonga?
he's going to be the Titans fullback now. Where
Has to be.
Like, remember how they were playing with Brimson? They were going Jaden Campbell for a bit. No,
Yeah.
I think they literally Des has to sit there and go, "I'm not fucking with my fullback. You're number one.
Yeah.
worry about the rest."
Has to be
He's
Keeney.
definitely their fullback, locked in. Big
What
things
about
coming up.
your most improved? So I think you touched on P&G there. My most
Yeah.
improved. They knocked off Fiji in that game.
Yeah.
Convincingly.
Convincingly, yeah.
Beat the Cooks convincingly.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to New Zealand, but I think New Zealand had a bit of revenge in them. For
There's a difference
everything.
in class there.
Yeah.
Like, they won their tier. There's like obviously tier 1s and then they'll tier
Yeah.
2. They won that pretty convincingly, but when you're versing the reigning Pacific Cup champions in New Zealand, there was definitely a class difference there, but they were probably the most improved.
Yeah, I didn't watch them a lot, but from what I've saw sort of in highlights and small packages and stuff, I thought they looked really good.
Like Nana McDonald was great.
Yeah.
The Bellin, little Rimbu, the hooker, he was good.
He got signed up with the Super League on the back of those strong performances.
Who's the big fella off the bench?
Oh my God, this guy, Sylvester.
Scored against New Zealand.
Sylvester Namo. I think he's scored nearly every game.
Really?
He's a fucking brick house.
Yeah, he's
so
huge.
big.
Huge.
I think one of the NRL clubs have to pick him up. I know he was in the cow system for a bit. Someone just got to pick him up and put him on the bench. Give him 20 minutes and let him,
100%.
let him
Off the
score a
back
try.
fence.
Well, I feel like when this PNG team comes in, it's going to be good to
Yeah.
see these players in the NRL regularly, and you can see if they can actually shape up on the weekly basis. Most disappointing team, I think New Zealand for me, defending champs, and they didn't even put up a fight against Australia.
Yeah.
And Tonga, they were down 24-0 or something at halftime. So
They weren't missing a lot of their guns. Like
Yeah, they
Jerome
didn't have their
Hughes,
full strength
Dylan
squad.
Brown.
Yeah. That's
some
their
big
halves.
players, you know. That's their
Yeah.
two starting halves.
but it was good to see SJ get his second farewell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been hard for him coming out of retirement and playing at a high level. He held his own, but there was a few moments there where it's like he just wasn't up to scratch.
Yeah.
And I feel like he would have loved to just end with just that shucks. Know that Warriors win where he just, cut out to win the game. As much as he wanted to put the New Zealand jersey back on. I just don't know if he scripted that happening,
Yeah. At least he ended a winner for the second time.
He won the last game.
And then who was your player of the tournament, boys? So they've done the Golden Boot nomination, so the best on the international. I'm not going to go through it. There's so many on this list. But who was your selections?
Well, I'd say probably the best player.
Of the tournament, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really watch any games.
All right, but Adrian.
I can probably break it down per team.
Yeah, go on.
So Papua New Guinea, Nana McDonald was unbelievable at
Yeah.
fullback. He looks fit as well. New Zealand, probably Keeney. He was good.
Kenny was good.
Yeah.
About Tarpany's try against Tonga.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's
That
one
was
of the
probably
great
best
front rower tries of all
How he
time.
towed it forward and
Mate,
bounced up to him.
So good.
That was bad. Australia, what do you reckon? Turbo Grant, one of them.
He was very good.
Dearden?
Dearden was
Did
great.
in the last game, but
Yeah.
he was a bit quiet the other two games.
I thought Hammer was very good. He was consistent
Yeah,
throughout.
Lomax
I don't
was
know
great.
if he was player, but yeah.
I tell you what, in the series with England and Samoa, Herbie Farnworth, he's going to have a fucking another good year in 2025.
He's so good.
He was bullying them. It was like
So
men
good.
against boys. The way he could just get the ball and just go whoop,
Mate,
whoop,
his
whoop, see you
tackle
later.
breaking ability,
Is next
unbelievable.
Next level. You have to almost give I don't know what word is commendation when you clap someone down. I don't know what that word is, but for the Dolphins recruitment, they've picked out these players just before they've gone and had even bigger break. Hammer, Herbie, all there.
And they still have
Flegler,
Katoa.
Gilbert to come back. He hasn't done much because he's
Yeah.
injured all the time.
Yeah.
Flegler.
and Bostock Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing over there. And then ones to watch, I think you touched on H. Keeney. He was incredible. And Isaiah Katoa.
Katoa's
Yeah.
a big one. I think he'll take a lot of confidence. He was playing with so much confidence.
Yeah.
The first try he put on for the other
Oh,
Katoa.
mate, the double show.
Double show and then draw, create the overlap.
So good.
And just that field goal to beat New Zealand. He's
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the players of the future. Even Joey Johns is calling him to play for the Blues in years to come. If they let him,
Yeah, because he's
So,
nominated in Tonga.
yeah, he's a big one to
But yeah,
watch.
we'll be keen to see what happens. But apart from rugby league, we're done now. Everyone can shake hands, say goodbye.
Yeah,
Well
that's
done.
Yeah.
officially off season.
That's
Even
it.
Gnocchi, she's done. No
Gnocchi's
more
done.
tips for Gnocchi until next year.
She deserves a break.
She does. She's gassed.
Everyone can enjoy their off season.
Yeah.
100%. Let's go spring racing review.
Yeah.
Lots been happening, Jim. Do you want to start on the Melbourne Cup?
Oh, we'll go through it. We'll go, obviously, this little spring review. Obviously, the Spring Carnival is coming to an end. So we'll go through some of, I guess, the best thing about the Spring Carnival, I think, every year is the stories, the storylines that come out of it.
Yeah.
And we saw some really good ones, obviously, this year. Kicking off with Duke DeSessa, obviously winning the Caulfield Cup for Kieran Maher and Harry Coffey. Good moment for Harry Coffey. Obviously, he suffers from cystic fibrosis. So I thought that was a big moment in his career. Obviously, Group 1, one of the majors. Great ride, unbelievable ride.
Big win as well. Held off Buckaroo, was charging
Yeah.
home. It was over with 100 to go.
Yeah, so I thought that was obviously a really good highlight. We had Bella Nipotina winning the Everest. Geez, she's a good mare. Yeah. Tough mare.
Wonder who tipped that.
Yes. Who gave you the tip?
You. But I tipped it. Yeah, she's a freak.
Three wide the trip.
Tough as they get.
She just wins.
And she backed it up with that incredible win straight after it.
Yeah.
So.
In the Russell Boulding.
Like
Whoever Russell Boulding is anyway.
Sitting third and just went see ya.
Yeah. We had the Cox Plate drama, obviously V. Sistina dumping J Mac during the week and then comes out and absolutely kills them.
I'll tell you what I don't understand. How
Kills
did
them.
she beat the track record, which was Winks' record,
Yeah.
by 10 lengths?
Yeah, she's unbelievable.
It just doesn't sit with me. Like, Winks was one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
How did she win by 10 lengths?
And obviously J Mac's 100th Group 1.
Yes.
Top it off.
Yeah.
How good was
You
that?
can't script that.
And
Do you think that Via Sistina, if it went in the Melbourne Cup, would have gone close to
Oh,
our
look,
next choice?
J Mac came out and said she would have won by 10 lengths, but you just don't know. Like it's horse racing, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
And the way she won on the weekend.
Yeah,
best
you
horse
take
in
Joe-
Australia or what?
mate, we'll get to that. Knight's Choice winning the Melbourne Cup. No one really gave her a chance, really, including myself. I could have done the form
Triple digit odds.
1,000 times. I
Crazy.
don't think I would have found.
I don't know
Knight's
about
Choice.
you guys, wherever you watch the race, but I felt like I was watching it at work with all the work people and everyone was just deflated when the result happened because no one.
It was pretty
one had
anticlimactic,
it.
wasn't it?
But there would have been a few out there who,
Oh, mate,
Newcastle fans who would have had
Mate,
nice
the
choice.
trainers, the owners have been
Yeah.
going off.
100%.
Even like second place was another roughie. I know you tipped
Warp
today.
speed. Well, I had a good payout if that won. And
Yeah.
so I was on Buckaroo. It looked good, and then it just died. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. So I look, I'm like, Warp speed. Because it made the run with Knight's Choice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy
Mate,
shit,
a
this
couple
thing's
more
going to win.
strides.
Yeah,
would've gone
5 more
close.
meters and it wins. I
Yeah.
was gutted.
Well, accountability, we all tipped Sage. You tipped Buckaroo,
Buckaroo,
finishing
and then
10th.
Warp speed. And I think Buckaroo a bit better than 10th, was it?
I thought
It
it was
came
like
10th.
It came
Was it
10th.
10th? And then
Yeah.
Warp speed second.
And Jim, you went
Vauban,
11th.
11th, and
Improved from last year, but
Kovalika
Yeah.
9th or something.
yeah.
Are you done tipping favourites now in the Melbourne Cup?
Well, he wasn't the favourite.
When you tipped it, he was. But
Nah,
Are you gonna do the
Buckaroo
bunker
jumped
race?
favourite.
jump favourite.
Time to do the bunker
Mate,
race.
Vauban got out to about $9.
Hey, are you done? Are you done back in Vauban?
Oh no, he's staying in Australia.
Oh.
Oh, not at the third time.
And I had the Absurd, who made a
if you-
really good run down the inside. And if
Yeah.
it got out, maybe there was a chance of a place.
Decent run.
Yeah, good run.
Decent run.
But yeah, it was obviously great training performance. Knight's Choice. Sheila Laxon, 2 runners ever in the Melbourne Cup for 2 winners. Won
Who
it
was-
back
who
in
was-
2001 with Ethereal. Comes out, wins it with Knight's
Wait,
Choice.
say that again.
Sheila Laxon.
Yeah.
She's only had 2 runners in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah. Trainer.
Yeah,
And she's won both.
yeah.
Wow.
Where's
That's
she
huge.
from? Country?
She used to train down in Vic back in the day, and now she's up at the sunny coast.
Holy shit.
That's
That is
wild.
100% in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, so it's a fair effort
That's
from Sheila.
crazy. You'd probably just like retire and that's it.
Yeah.
End on 100%.
And then obviously Robbie Dolan going from The Voice to winning the Melbourne Cup.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
He does have a good voice though.
Who would have that on the resume?
No one. Absolutely
There's
no
not
The
too
one.
many.
Voice into winning the Melbourne Cup.
0. He's the only one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
incredible.
Crazy.
And then J Mac breaks his own record with 11 wins over the Flemington Carnival. Absolutely printed money for punters.
Last weekend he was on a tear.
Oh, mate.
Like
He
the way
was
Sunshine in Parrots, that win was mad.
so good. Like Amelita during the week. And then, yeah, Pisanello obviously in the last to break the record.
Yeah, Via Sistina, which Mick would have. You're wearing the colours as well. You would have won
I'm
on
in the
that.
Via Sistina colours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have won. She's a freak.
So yeah, plenty of good storylines. But I thought, obviously, coming to the end of the Spring Carnival, I'd rank the top 5 horses in Australia.
Uh-oh. Prepare the TikTok comments.
Oh,
prepare
the comments are
Instagram.
gonna.
Here
The
we
comments
go.
are about to explode.
Come on.
Sorry.
So Jim, top 5 horses in Australia right now. Who's number 1?
Number 1, V. Sistina.
There's no question.
Absolute star in the making. Yeah, V. Sistina, enough said. Number 2, I'm going to go Without a Fight. Without a Fight, obviously won the Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup double last year. No easy feat. I think he's a bit of a forgotten horse. Had his injury.
Big spell though.
Big
over
spell.
300 days.
First up in the Champion Stakes, I thought was huge.
Third was it? Good run into third.
Third. So, yeah, looks like he's come back in good order. So, watch out for him next autumn, next spring. Number 3, Mr. B, Mr. Brightside. Absolute war horse. Just wins, loves the mile, doesn't he?
No love for Bella Nipotina. I thought she has to be in the top 3.
Yeah, look, Bella Nipotina, I've got her in 4. She's probably the best sprinter in Australia, or she's the best sprinter in Australia. She just wins for fun. And then number 5, I've thrown a bit of a smoke here, Chow Wolf, who I think we're going to see a lot of over the autumn and spring. won the Epsom and won the King Charles in the spring. Good horse.
I'm also loving Antino and Switzerland as well.
Yeah, so-
they're tough to leave
Notable
out.
mentions: Antino off to going to Hong Kong for the carnival. Buckaroo, unbelievable horse, come back, different gravy. Switzerland, and then I think Steffi Magnetica. She's got a good race in her. She'll win a good race in the autumn or spring. So that's the top 5 in Australia.
I like it, Jim.
Side question.
Yeah.
Is Via Sistina on the verge of being better than Winks? And do you think she can be better than Winks?
Oh, Winks was just different gravy. Like, I think it's too early to tell if she can be the next Winks. Winks going on that run, where however many wins it was.
33.
33?
I'm gonna say no one's doing that.
33 in a row. Like, that is...
I think
something
people-
But
special.
like, how did Via beat the track record by 10 lengths?
Yeah.
I'd love to see them just side by side
But
in
then
a race in their
you
primes.
take her 4 starts to get V16, she got beat
I know.
by like 10 lengths.
Yeah. You just
So-
can't pick it.
You don't know.
You don't know.
It's too
But
early
no,
to tell.
I don't think anyone will come close to Winks in Australian racing unless they do another run like they
Yeah.
did. We were so blessed we had Black Caviar
And
into
Winks.
Winks in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll see something like that.
So you don't
for a
think
while.
Via can continue that and surpass Winks?
Well, look, no doubt she'll go to another level. Like, she's got a master trainer in Waller. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Think about how good Nature Strip was and all those
Yeah.
picket fence forms. Probably better than Via Sistina's gone.
yeah.
And Nature Strip didn't even go close to Winks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to
She'll
say.
she'll be a good horse in her own right, V Sistina. Yeah, we'll see plenty of her.
Beautiful. All right, listener questions.
Oh, here we go.
We've got
Listener
a few
questions.
that
They're back.
they're back. There was quite a few people that entered the questions, but we can only do about 5 or 6. So
Yep.
take us away, Jim.
All right, first one from Benjamin Char. Any chance you can talk about your thoughts on Suoli'i and his Wallabies debut and what the NRL must do to keep players moving to Union? It's a bit of a two-parter.
It is a two-parter. So the
So
first
first
part,
one-
I thought his debut was pretty gun. I'm not going to lie.
I don't watch
I was a
Union.
bit salty, but I watched the game. It was one of the best games I've seen in Union's standards. That finish was crazy. But, like, yeah, he had some very classy touches.
But like when the people that have, I think, watched Union and they watched that game, it's probably nothing special.
No.
It's probably what you see on a regular basis.
When I saw he got man of the match, the first thing I did was watch the highlights.
watched the highlights,
Someone
yeah.
put a compilation of him together, so it actually
did.
saved me. And I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, all right, he did a mad try assist. But
Trices
then-
was good.
yeah.
And then he got
did-
a lot of his like man of the match points from tapping it back off
But
the
like
kick.
is that-
Yeah, like
is that-
good touches, like tap backs, quick hands.
Yeah.
Nice
Like,
little offloads.
yeah, like breaks, like tackle
When I
chase
heard
down
man
when he
of the match,
tackled
I
the
was
guy.
thinking, whoa, like what's he done?
Yeah.
And then, okay, he's
But
played very, very
on
well.
debut for the Wallabies,
Pretty good.
It's
Fair
it's a
effort.
great
It's a
debut
fair effort.
To play rugby league all
in
year.
England, and we won.
But does that almost just confirm that league players are just way more gifted than rugby
don't
union
know.
players?
I think there's two sides to it because I think he's a great rugby player. He might be a
He
better
played
rugby
union,
player.
right?
When everyone heard of
school.
Joseph Suoli'i, he has
Yeah.
all these schoolboy union highlights
Yeah.
that were going off. So he's a gun union player. But then again, if Cleary and like Fafita's, Trells learnt the
different
game
game.
of union, they'd be just even Hammer. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a team of league players, if they put the best together and put them in a union, probably would struggle just for game IQ and knowledge.
Yeah.
But if you took a few of them and put them in that Wallabies team, I feel like we'd do some damage.
Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like Suoli'i having that union background, he'd be
Yeah.
up there.
And he's athletic as well. I feel like
Yeah.
some of our less athletic players.
oh,
would
he's
do that.
very athletic.
Yeah. So what does the NRL have to do to keep players from moving to Union?
I feel like in that case it was hard. They're offering
I think-
crazy money.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
the poster boy of.
1.5 mil a year. I mean, if you're Sully, you take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't think NRL can do much in that case, but in general,
But if I was union, I'd be going after more league players after
Oh,
this
100%. Yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of these league players did play Union growing up. Like, Yankees
Yeah.
Crichton.
Cameron Murray.
Yeah, Murray. Like, they were gun at
Yeah.
Union.
Yeah.
So, Ponga.
Big get if they
Yeah.
get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting topic. Next one at Big Ty. So we went through this. Where do you guys think Addo-Carr will end up, or is his NRL career over?
I think Eels and his career's not over.
Yeah. I don't think his career's
He'll get picked
over.
up somewhere.
Someone will get him, even if it's for a bit of a discount.
Yeah. Next one at Noah Paul. Player and team to make a comeback in the 2025 season. He's got itchy feet, Noah.
Yep.
Wants to know.
My player to do a comeback is Tonga. I think he was so impressive to start the year, and his form took the biggest nosedive I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Team, I'm going to say, is the Rabbitohs, and that's also come from bias and just looking at the roster. and Wayne Bennett. Massive in.
Fair age.
Yeah, I think player. I'm tossing between two. Tossing between Trell
Yeah.
and who else? I actually forgot the other one. I'm going to go Trell because he's lost 8
That's
kilos.
what I was thinking about.
He's off the booze.
Yeah.
He's locked in from day one of the preseason. As long as he doesn't do any like stupid suspensions or gets injured,
Yeah.
I think he can really elevate South and assert his dominance.
Yeah.
You know, in this red and green.
Yeah.
Finally.
I think Trell for sure. I'd love to see Trell just do well and stay in form,
Yeah.
stay fit all year. Another one, I think Tino's going to have a good year next year.
Yeah.
Off his ACL. I think we're going to see a real rise to.
And he went to America to do rehab
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I think Tino will go good. Team, I think the Tigers. I think they'll improve.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I mean,
you have to hope that they get off the
you
bottom.
can't really go worse than what they're going, but I
Yeah.
think we're going to see a different team.
Yeah, I
next
think
year.
we'll see South improve to the top 8 and Eels will also be good with
Yeah.
Lomax going there as well.
new coach,
And Moses.
Riles.
with-
Yeah.
yeah, Riles. And yeah, I think Eels will improve.
Next one, at Mackenzie Ruranui. Bit of a weird one, but if you could shoot 5 liquids from your fingers, what would they be? Up the waz.
Well, let's try and work it out together.
I think one, you got to have water.
I was going to say water, 100%. You
Yeah.
need infinite source of water, done.
On my thumb, water.
Yeah,
Bang.
like that.
Straight
Done.
in. Yeah.
Done.
Suck
Yeah.
on your thumb.
Definitely
Lovely.
some water.
Coffee for me, I think.
Ooh,
reckon
that's a
coffee?
good shout.
Yeah, have coffee.
I don't know if I do coffee.
Yeah, but it's good if you imagine you're tired and you just
Quick
Yeah.
shot.
yeah.
Coffee
Yeah.
on my index
I
finger.
don't mind that. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Middle finger. Let's go with Coke Zero.
Okay.
Little
Yep.
refresher.
They can be any types of liquid, right? It doesn't have to be something you drink.
Oh, yeah.
Like what else?
Well,
Are
you
we-
could do liquid gold.
There you go.
Liquid what?
gold
Liquid gold.
and make
Yeah,
some
right.
money.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a stretch.
well, we said
Still
liquid.
liquid.
All right, let's
Okay.
just go with stuff that you have to consume.
Okay.
I think you have to put an alcohol on there. Like
Yeah,
a
for
vodka
sure.
or beer or something.
I reckon a Canadian club.
Canadian
beer?
Ice cold
club.
Canadian
But it
club.
won't be
beer of
cold in
some
your finger.
sort?
But it's come on, it's a superpower. Surely the liquid comes out cold. Like a Canadian club.
Jim, does it come out cold?
has
I
to come
feel
out
like
cold.
you can make it come
What is
out
the coffee
cold.
going to come out?
Oh, no, you can go stand in the some
Freezer.
cooler or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make your finger cold. Bang.
Yeah.
Cold
And
beer.
What's the
Okay.
last one?
Last one.
Milk.
No.
Or it's nutritious.
Like
What do you reckon?
Juice?
What about like when
Smoothie?
you're hungover, like a mad
Or like a Gatorade or Powerade.
oh yeah, some electrolytes.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a healthy fruit juice, like to give you some
The
nutrients.
green juice.
Yeah, like
I don't mind
green juice.
electrolytes or hydrolytes because, I mean, I guess they're all serving a purpose.
Yeah.
That alcohol one would be OP.
That would be. and you
yeah.
can just like shout your mates. Here you go, mate. Bang.
Bang. Yeah.
Would you suck my middle finger for
Yeah.
some vodka, Jim?
Well, I think it
Well, it
shoots,
shoots
out,
out.
right?
Oh,
So
So you
I'd
shoot it at
open my
me.
mouth for some vodka off you.
Yeah.
okay. Done.
All right.
That is
next-
one of
You
the
know what?
weird
Actually,
questions.
wasn't the worst question. I thought it was going to be way
It's one of the
worse.
most cast questions we got.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Next one at Bailey_Clayton. Top 5 mid strengths. Now I think he's referring to beer here.
You'd have to assume so.
Let's
So I've-
assume he's talking about beer.
So I've listed out some beers or mid strength beers anyway. 4X, good drop.
Typical Queenslander from
Yeah.
yourself.
Great Northern.
One of my favorites.
Yep.
I think that's a good one.
Han Super Dry, very good.
Yeah.
Carlton Draft or Carlton Dry, either or, very
Not,
good.
not a massive fan of that.
Yep. Pure Blonde,
Yeah,
Solid.
They have their moments.
not bad. Low carb.
Yeah, low carb.
And then Bolter I thrown in because some articles say they're mid strength, some aren't. I don't know, but Bolter's a good drop as well.
There you go.
I haven't had too much Bolter.
Very good. XPA, thank you.
Are you
So
guys
there's-
mid-strength drinkers?
I think to kick off the night, yeah.
Or you start mid?
Maybe
Start
start on a
mid.
Great Northern. That's my go.
I feel like anytime I'm out, I'll start off with a few beers, mid strength, get going.
And I feel like you got to start with a beer
good filler.
socially wise as well. Like if you're going to lunch with your workmates and say you're not having a vodka lime soda at lunch, it's just a bit weird.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like I've done that a few times, but
That's
Yeah, I
it.
don't know.
different. Yeah, I usually start on like Canadian Club
Yeah.
or like
If they don't have it, what's your go
if
to?
they don't have maybe a seltzer. I don't mind a
Okay.
seltzer.
Yeah, seltzer does
you love a
refreshing.
seltzer, don't
I
you?
love refreshing sweet drinks.
Seltzers, I can't have too many. They sit,
I'm
they just
with
sit on
I
beers.
my
would rather
stomach.
end on them than start on them
Yeah.
because then I feel like you can't drink for a long time,
Hmm.
especially those what's the white claws?
Yeah.
Oh, that lime one just
White
lingers.
Claws, yeah.
Yeah.
Make you feel sick. All right, last question for this week at Oscar_Zekner1. Tips for a new NRL podcast during the off season. Any
Off season is
tips?
probably a good time to start it because there's people like us
Yeah.
who are taking a bit of a backward step. And if you're going to start one, do something original,
Yeah.
be yourself,
Yeah.
and stay consistent.
Yeah.
They're probably the main
Pretty
ones
good.
that we've learned.
I always say
over the
don't
time.
try and outdo like the news outlets and the news pages
Yeah.
because
Have
some
a
the
point of
pages-
difference.
Yeah, do something completely different.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, oh, what's going to happen with this player? Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Even though we posted that today.
yeah.
Yeah. I think, do your research, obviously, in terms of equipment and all that sort of stuff, depending on, how much you want to spend.
You don't need the most expensive
No, you
equipment to
don't.
do it. We, for our first, I'd say 20 episodes, filmed off an iPhone.
Yeah.
And we used a ladder with a tripod to hold
Yeah.
it.
And for a mic, we had these shit snowball mics. You remember those when we had to hold them
Yeah.
up?
They're somewhere around in
Like
this room.
the quality wasn't 10 out of 10, but you
Yeah.
could get it a 7 out of 10, and I think that's a good start.
But yeah, if you don't want to go all in and it doesn't work out, and like maybe one of the people's not invested anymore or like just falls apart. So
Yeah.
start with like something affordable, but like obviously solid quality. And then if you're going to stick with it, then invest in some good gear
Yeah.
like these Rode and Canon cameras.
I think the number one tip is staying consistent, right? Don't look at the numbers too much when you're kicking off, when you're starting.
Yeah. Our numbers are
stay-
terrible.
And actually,
Yeah.
you got to have
20,
fun.
20, 50 views.
Have
wasn't
fun with
If you're
it.
not having fun, honestly, no.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
fun with it.
it?
And,
If you don't enjoy it, then pack it up because it's not going to be sustainable.
yeah. I think that's the best tips.
100%.
That's it. That's all listener questions for this week. We're on the double live stream this Saturday at 12 p.m.
Yep.
Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It's also going to be McHappy Day on Saturday. So, yeah, I don't know if you can combine them together, but do it.
What is it?
McHappy Day.
Mac Happy Day.
McHappy
Yeah.
Day.
What the fuck's Mac Happy Day?
So, I think a bit of proceeds goes to Ronald McDonald House, which we
Yeah.
played for in the charity match.
Ah, okay, there you go.
So, good from you, Age.
Yeah. Well, I'm off the Maccas now,
You're off the Maccas. You're
I wanna-
good.
You off?
Yeah,
yeah, that's
I've
right.
turned a new leaf,
You have.
It's the off season. He's like the players, they got to start shredding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But that's all from me.
It's all from me.
That's all from me. I don't know when we'll see you, but stay tuned.
See you guys.
See you
So
guys.
dark.
That was grim.